Hi guys, today I'll be comparing two high-end direct drive racing wheels for the PS5. So the Logitech G Pro with the Pro pedals against the Fanatec GT DD Extreme with the ClubSport pedals V3 to hopefully give you enough information if you're deciding which one to go for. Details for all the items I'll be showing in today's video are in the description below, including purchasing links. So I'll be showing you around the wheelbases, wheels and pedals, testing each one to see how they compare against each other and giving you any pros and cons to give you a better idea of which one to go for. Let's begin by looking at what you get as a bundle. The Logitech G Pro racing wheel comes with a wheelbase and wheel, and the pedals are sold separately. It's priced at just under $1,200 and the pedals are just under $380. So purchased together, you're looking at a total of just under $1,580. And worth noting, price-wise on Logitech G's website, if you use the code Geek, you get 5% off on any of their racing gear and 10% off on all their other gaming products. Over to the Fanatec GT DD Extreme bundle, which costs around $1,220 and comes with the ClubSport DD Plus wheelbase and the Gran Turismo steering wheel. The bundle doesn't come with a set of pedals, but I'll be pairing it up with the ClubSport pedals V3, which costs just under $430, so a total of around $1,650. There's also two other bundle offerings, which includes pedals. So the ClubSport DD Plus Ready to Race GT3 bundle, which comes with the ClubSport DD Plus wheelbase, CSL steering wheel GT3 and the ClubSport pedals V3, which is priced at just under $1,560 and supports all three platforms as it has an Xbox wheel. The other is the PS bundle, which comes with an F1 wheel, which is the ClubSport racing wheel F1 with the CSL Elite pedals V2 at just under $1,550. Let's start by taking a closer look at the wheelbases. The Logitech G Pro is a direct drive wheelbase weighing 7 kilograms and is capable of providing 11 Newton meters of torque, and it has a maximum rotation of 1080 degrees. It's a direct drive wheelbase, meaning it contains a motor to provide feedback directly to the user, with it featuring trueforce, which works with the dynamics of the car to give a more realistic racing experience. The outer shell is made entirely of strong plastic, with Logitech going for a non-traditional design over the majority of direct drive wheelbases out there, which have a boxy or rectangular design with an aluminium metal outer shell. At the front of the wheelbase, you have your connection point for the wheel, which has a quick release mechanism. On top of the base, you have some LEDs for the rev counter and a small display with a button next to it to allow you to view the menu and make changes directly to the wheelbase without using the Logitech G Hub software. And below that, you have an on-off button. At the back, you have an air vent, and above that, you have trueforce. Below, you have a micro USB port where you connect the other end to your PC or console. Next to that, you have 3 USB ports, and this is where you'd plug in your pedals, and finally the DC input for power. Over to the Fanatec ClubSport DD Plus, it has a high resolution contactless Hall position sensor together with a rotation of 2520 degrees, which is adjustable via their software or directly via the wheelbase. The front and back are made of strong plastic and the rest of it is metal, which acts as a heat sink, hence why it's pretty heavy. Weight wise, it comes in at 10.6 kilograms, so much heavier than the Logitech Pro wheel. You have notches on the sides and bottom used for mounting purposes, where you'd place the T-nuts you get in the packaging to allow you to easily mount the wheelbase to a sim cockpit. Plus you have 4 mounting holes at the front, giving you a lot of flexibility in mounting this. The front has a connection point for a wheel, which is using their latest QR2 adapter, which has a solid feel to it. Turning this, you get a slightly notchy feel, but that's only the case while the wheelbase is off. Coming around the back, there's a round blue trim. You have 4 RJ12 connection points for additional peripherals, so a shifter 1, shifter 2, pedals and a handbrake. Below that, we have a Type-C connector where the other end is plugged into your gaming console or PC. And finally, there's a power input. Both are compatible on a PC, a PS5 and a PS4, as the encryption chip for PlayStation compatibility comes from an encryption chip in the wheelbase. But worth knowing that Xbox compatibility is possible if you purchase an Xbox wheel, as the Xbox compatibility comes from an encryption chip in the wheel. Both wheelbases can be table mounted, with the Logitech G Pro coming with a table clamp where you just remove a cover underneath and insert the clamp into place and then tighten onto the table, whereas the Fanatec requires you to buy one separately. Design wise, Fanatec has the advantage with a slightly more compact design, with it providing more mounting options, together with it being the most powerful one of the two. Onto the wheels, the Logitech G Pro racing wheel has a D-shaped design which is 300mm in diameter and is made of metal with a brushed effect. It's finished in a perforated leather all the way round, which is soft to touch and feels comfortable in your hands, with a metal center marker on the top. You have a number of controls directly on the wheel which are ergonomically placed, so everything is at close reach when driving. All the buttons, turn knobs and joystick have a really good feel to them. Coming around the back, you've got a quick release mechanism allowing you to quickly swap wheels in and out in seconds. Then we have the paddle shifters and dual clutch paddles. The top half of the shifters are magnetic, providing quick and precise shifting, while the bottom half are spring loaded, which also allow you to control the clutch with a nice feel when you press down, with it being a comfortable distance away from the wheel. Over to the Fanatec wheel, which is designed by Polyphony Digital, who are the developers of Gran Turismo, as it's developed especially for Gran Turismo, but it will work with all other games too. It's a round wheel with a 300mm diameter. The wheel rim is made of a premium vegan leather with stitching on the inner part of the rim and a small blue center marker at the top. The area where the controls are is made of strong plastic. You've got a 2.7-inch OLED screen used as a telemetry display, and you'd also use this for switching between your profile settings and making changes on the wheelbase. Below that, there's RGB rev LEDs. There's a good number of controls on the wheel, with it having 4 5-way directional sticks that have LED lights behind them, allowing you to individually adjust the traction control, brake balance, etc. There's paddle light buttons for the L2, L3, R2 and R3 controls, and at the center of the wheel you've got a Gran Turismo logo. Coming around the back, you've got 2 large magnetic paddle shifters and 2 clutch paddles which have a smooth spring-loaded motion, with all the paddles made from stainless steel. For the connector, you've got the QR2 light wheel side. General build quality of the wheel is good, but I would have preferred it if it had the QR2 wheel side, as this had a better build quality. Comparing the two wheels, I'd say the Logitech G wheel felt a little bit more premium. Next, onto the pedals. The Logitech G Pro pedals come pre-assembled with 3 pedals, so an accelerator, brake and clutch, constructed of metal with a solid build quality. The pedals are attached to the main plate holding the pedals, which is made of strong plastic. Each of the pedals can easily be adjusted in terms of positioning on the holding plate, with the adjusters for this being underneath. You could even remove all the pedals and mount them inverted on a sim cockpit. Both the accelerator and clutch are spring loaded, and the brake has a 100kg load cell sensor to give a more realistic braking experience. The packaging comes with a number of replacement springs for the accelerator and clutch, together with a selection of rubber dampers, all providing various degrees of tension. And the nice thing here is that you can easily adjust them without any tools. There's also a micro USB connection point where the other end is connected to the wheelbase or directly into a PC if you wanted to use it with a different wheel. Over to the Fanatec ClubSport Pedals V3. This also comes pre-assembled, made of aluminium with a solid build quality. There's 3 pedals, so an accelerator, brake and clutch. The packaging comes with pedal extension plates that have a D-shaped design, providing pedal plate angle adjustment of the whole pedal arm, and you get full adjustment of the clutch and brake pedals, together with the ability of adjusting the pedal position on the plate. The brake has a 90 kg adjustable load cell, providing a realistic braking experience with adjustable brake stiffness without the need for any tools. The throttle pedal has a vibration motor to indicate rear, wheel spin and oversteer. There's also a vibration motor on the brake to simulate ABS and indicate locking tyres, with these motors helping to give an additional layer of immersion. Both the Logitech and Fanatec pedals have a great feel to them, but I'd have to say the Fanatec ClubSport pedals V3 has the edge due to the additional feedback they give from the vibration motors. Ecosystem wise, Fanatec has more to offer, with it having a lot of accessories to choose from, with a wide range of wheels, pedals, a shifter and even handbrakes. Whereas on the Logitech G side, it's quite limited as you've got a wheel hub and a small variety of wheel rims, a sequential shifter and handbrake, but still no pro shifter, which I know a lot of people are eagerly awaiting for. App functionality wise, with the Logitech G, you'll need to install the Logitech G Hub app, and this is used to make changes to the settings on the wheelbase and pedals. These changes can only be made via a PC or Mac, but not on a console. You get a number of different options allowing you to make adjustments of the wheelbase and pedals, and worth noting, you also have the ability of making changes directly on the wheelbase too. Over to the Fanatec, and they have an app called the Fanatec Control Panel. This has a lot of customization available on all the different accessories, with it providing a lot of granular customizations, and even with this you also have the ability of changing settings directly on the wheel, which works well too. In terms of usage, both on a PC or console, it's completely plug and play, where you don't have to tweak any settings to get it working, so they're literally a hassle-free experience, but it's always worth ensuring the firmware of all the different devices are kept up to date to ensure you get the optimal racing experience. But this can only be done on a PC, so if you had a console, you'd be a little bit stuck. But this is the same with all wheelbases from other brands too. App support wise, Fanatec gives a more granular level of customization, whereas it's more basic with Logitech. But if you are someone who liked to tweak a lot of the racing settings, then Fanatec is definitely a better option to go for. On to testing out both the wheelbases, and seriously, the racing experience on both these wheelbases is really good, as they're both direct drive wheelbases where they provide feedback in the same way, as it's essentially a motor on which you can mount your steering wheel, which gives you strong, incredibly smooth and detailed force feedback. Noise levels wise, Fanatec's ClubSport DD Plus wheelbase was pretty quiet, whereas the Logitech G Pro did make a bit more noise when you had trueforce enabled, but with trueforce turned off, it was just as quiet. The racing experience on these wheels is exceptional, giving an awesome racing experience. It feels really smooth, refined, and gives a lot of detail from bumps, curbs, and the track itself. If you were upgrading from something like the Logitech G29, G920, or the G923, which are internally made up of plastic cogs and gears, which have a more notchy feel, where you can feel the cogs inside turning as you're playing, and it's also much quieter. With the force feedback from a direct drive, you can feel the wheel with a rumble coming from it, bumping into curbs or coming off the track. You can feel the sensation feeding back to you from the wheel. Fanatec's ClubSport DD Plus provides 15 Nm of torque, and this actually felt really strong, giving an awesome racing experience. Flipping over to the Logitech G Pro wheel, which provides 11 Nm of torque, which felt pretty strong too, but for some people these higher torque levels may be too much, especially if you're racing for long periods. But with both these wheelbases on max torque, you can tell the difference, with the ClubSport DD Plus giving much higher levels of torque. The quality of the force feedback is what makes both these wheelbases so good, with it providing a lot of fine details such as road texture, rumble strips, and small grip changes which come through to the wheel. You can even feel transitions in surface and subtle tyre slip. It's very responsive, with it reacting faster to what the game engine is telling you, making the racing experience feel even more immersive. The Logitech G Pro features trueforce. With it turned off, the wheel is pretty quiet, but once you turn it on, you actually get another layer of feedback. Now remember, this feature is only available and supported on the Pro wheel, and it's not something available on the Fanatec wheel, with it only supported on a small number of games at the moment. Trueforce is what helps the Logitech Pro wheel stand out from the crowd. It feels like the wheel comes alive, where you experience the in-game physics, road conditions and motor vibrations all coming through to the wheel to such an extent where I can feel the vibrations come through to sim frame, adding to the immersion, giving a phenomenal racing experience. Until you experience it, you really can't appreciate the difference it really makes. Logitech did introduce this on the G923, but the impact was very subtle and in no way as impressive as it is with the Pro wheel. To compete against Logitech G's trueforce, Fanatec introduced a new feature on the ClubSport DD Plus wheelbase, which is called full force technology, and this is Fanatec's new force feedback protocol. And what this does is layer in high frequency vibrations on top of the core forces, so engine pulses, tarmac texture and subtle suspension events which come through even more vividly. It's not just a stronger rumble, it actually provides more detail that helps you sense what the car is doing without watching the telemetry. As an analogy, you could say it's a bit like adding a subwoofer to a sound system. You still get the main force feedback, but now the low frequency sensations help to add an additional layer of realism. But with full force, there's a couple of things to be aware of. First is that it's only available on the ClubSport DD Plus, which is what we're reviewing today. The ClubSport DD, which provides 12 Nm of torque and is only PC and Xbox compatible, and the new Podium DD, which provides 25 Nm of torque, which is also PC and Xbox compatible, but it's not supported on any of the older wheelbases. In terms of games at this moment in time, so in March 2026, the only games supported are iRacing, Gran Turismo 7, Project Motor Racing and Assetto Corsa Evo. In terms of the finer details, the Fanatec ClubSport DD Plus has the edge, with it feeling slightly more refined, but the Logitech G Pro edges ahead with its trueforce, which actually gives an additional layer of immersion, feeling amazing. Onto the pedals, and they both feel good with them having a good solid build quality and with no sideways play. They both have a softer brake, which is what I prefer since I had an injury on my foot a while ago. The Pro pedal has a 100 kg load cell, whereas the Fanatec has a 90 kg load cell, but both feel equally good, and the 90 kg load cell didn't feel limiting on Fanatec's pedals in any way. I'd say it's best to use these with a sim frame due to the amount of force you'd be applying to it, as it wouldn't remain stable having it on a floor. Fanatec definitely has the edge here, as they have the vibration motors giving a subtle amount of feedback, feeling pretty good, which works on both PC and console. So which one is best? And seriously, it's a really tough decision between the two. In one respect, I'd say Fanatec, with the higher torque levels giving you more headroom for adjustment, and it actually felt like it gave a finer level of detail from the wheelbase, helped by the full force technology. And the ClubSport V3 pedals, even though they're an older pedal set, it actually complemented the racing experience so well. But having said that, it doesn't mean that the Logitech G Pro wheel is bad. It's just as good, with it having the edge due to its trueforce technology, helping to provide an extra level of immersion. Once you experience it, every other wheel just feels like something's missing. Fanatec's full force is limited to a small number of games, whereas Logitech G's trueforce has a much larger list of compatible games. And for that reason, for me, the Logitech G Pro wheel definitely has the edge. But which one do you think is the best? Let me know in the comments below. So there you have it, you've come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone choosing a high-end PlayStation compatible racing wheel. Details are in the description below for all the products I've shown today, including purchasing links. And if you have any questions on this, then let me know in the comments below. For those of you who've got to the end of this wheel, please leave a comment with best PS wheel, as it's awesome to see who's got to the end of my video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on all my socials. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.